All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises to Yahawah, BaHaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaHaShem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. And as you can see, the title of this article, World's End at Their Fingertips. Russian troops in charge of ground launch ICBMs celebrate 60th anniversary. And this article's date being December 17, 2019, which is today's date. December 17, 2019, and going into the weapons of the Lord's indignation, okay? As being a watchman for the nation of Israel, it's our job and duty, our profession, to warn the people, whether they're here for beer, all right? The people, speaking of, our first and foremost, our own people, and also to the heathen nations also, because they got to know their judgment, okay? But specifically talking to our people so that they can get right and get serious, because we're heading into some serious times. All right. World's end at their fingertips. How is this made possible? All right. How is it that men have devices that can destroy the entire planet? Okay. It's all because of YAHAWASHI. Okay. Russian troops in charge of ground launch ICBMs, ICBM meaning intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right. These missiles can fly from continent to continent at very fast speeds and very, very high heights. Okay, this missile technology that we have here today. Okay, it's so advanced that there's nothing to stop it. Okay, this missile technology is grown exponentially. Okay. And it's grown so fast, it's outgrown its defense. Okay, and again, why is that so? Why is it that you have such a superior weapon and that no one has an answer to stop these things? Okay, why is there no reverse button? Okay, why is there no, when these things are released, when they're released, how come they have to blow up? Okay, there's no denuclearization. There's no pretty much there's no neutralizing these things. Okay, how is that so? All right, because this is the plan and movie of YAHAWASHI. Okay, he puts it upon men to do his bidding, to play out his actions. Okay, the Lord has it to where men, is under his fingertips. Okay, and that's what you call a power. He's called the Almighty. Okay, he has everything in existence under his grip. Okay, and going into these missiles. Okay, the Lord has put it on the hearts of men to create these things. Okay, so let's to prove this, let's get into it. This is I'm gonna read some of the articles. This is Isaiah. I'm gonna start off here in Isaiah. Isaiah is a beautiful book. Isaiah goes a lot, and then talking about the destruction, of this place called so-called America. Okay, and it's gonna be by what? By thermonuclear missiles. Okay. This is biblical prophecy, Isaiah 54. Isaiah 54 in verse 16. Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right, the Lord saying, I created. Okay, but you'll say, an unlearned man would say, what, the Lord came down here and physically made these thermonuclear missiles? Of course he didn't. Okay. We'll prove that real quick. Okay, going into everything is from inspiration of the Most High. All right, so let me get Job 32 and I read verse 8. Job 32 and 8. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Okay, so the Most High gives these men understanding to create these things on the earth. Right, in the name of the man, so like the man that is given credit of creating this. Going to the father of the atomic bomb was his name, J. Robert Oppenheimer, right? He says, when 1945, I've become, now I'm become death and the destroyer of worlds. Okay. The Lord put it upon this man to create the weapon that's going to destroy his race. Okay. That goes into that snare. All right. The Lord laid for Babylon. Okay. I'm going to get that in Jeremiah 50th chapter. All right. The snare was this devil. He created the instrument that's going to destroy him. All right, the same device that he created to take over the world is going to destroy him. So really, J. Robert Oppenheimer should have said, now I am through. and I've created the destroyer of my own world. Okay, by this technology that Esau swears by, it's going to be the same technology that is going to be his downfall. All right, so going back to Isaiah 54 and Isaiah 54 and 16. Isaiah 54 and 16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. All right, an instrument. Think of a pencil. For you use a pencil to what? To draw. Okay, so on and so forth. Really. Let me get that definition. Just real quick, Google definition. Instrument. All right, so what is the instrument of the Lord's work? It's like I can't spell. What is the instrument of the Lord's work? All right, instrument. Definition of instrument, a tool or implement. All right, pretty much meaning the same thing, especially one for delicate or scientific work. So pretty much work. Here you got an example, a surgical instrument. All right, so a surgeon uses a surgical instrument to do what? To do his work. Okay, and what is the instrument that the Lord is going to use for his work? All right, these thermonuclear missiles. Okay, these thermonuclear missiles are created to destroy. Okay, and no other purpose. These nuclear missiles are made to create life. Okay, these thermonuclear missiles aren't to do anything besides destroy. Okay, that's simply put. Okay, and that's the Lord's instrument for his work. Okay, continuing. And I've created the waster to destroy. Exactly. The Lord has created. That's why he said, I created it. Why? Because you just read in Job 32nd chapter. It's the inspiration is given from the Most High. Okay. He gives the man the understanding to do these things. Okay. This man didn't just walk around and he didn't tripped on how to make a atomic bomb. Okay. The Lord gave the man the understanding. All right. So that ultimately he can make it to destroy himself. Okay. And an unlearned man would say, who would use an instrument like this? Who would make an instrument like this to destroy himself? Okay, and the answer is a so-called white man. Okay, and ultimately the Lord did this, to destroy him. And that's pretty much what it is. And the people would say, people say these things don't even exist. What's the precept to the unpure? Slovakia. I'm gonna have to Google search it real quick, because people don't believe in nothing, saying there's no God, fool said in his heart there's no God, to the is it unpure? I'm not really sure. That's why I'm Google searching it. Not the impure, to the I don't know. I can't think of it right now. To the unpure, or to the unlearned, or the water. YAHAWASHI. All right, because I was way off. But here it is. This is Titus chapter 1 verse 15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. Exactly, they don't believe in nothing. Okay. But even their mind and conscience is defiled, so they don't know what the hell's going on. Pretty much, in the best terms possible, is they're bugged out. Okay, they don't believe in nothing. They don't believe nothing's real. They don't nothing. Okay, these are the mindsets of these people, right? And they say these missiles don't exist. Okay, they say they won't be used. And they'll say what would possess a man to push that button? Why would anybody do that? Okay, and I'm gonna give you the quick answer. All right, this is I'm done with that right there. This is what is it? Proverbs 21st chapter. In the first verse, Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of YAHAWASHI. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, so the Lord is putting it on the minds of the rulers of the kings of this earth to do his bidding. To do what the Lord wants to be planned out. Okay, going to the Lord's counsel. He would do all his pleasure on Babylon. The Lord's pleasure on Babylon is to destroy it. Okay, men's goings are of the Lord. Okay, the Lord even made, we might as well get while we're here. In Proverbs 16:4, the Lord, YAHAWASHI, made all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Okay, so The Lord created this man of evil for the day of evil. Okay, and that's all the intended purpose of the so-called white man's existence, is being the devil, all right, being the wicked. Okay, that is it. That's all his purpose is. Okay, and now that purpose is going to be used at its, and pretty much is the last hurrah. Okay, the last hurrah for wickedness is as the days we're coming into now, being the last days. Okay, coming into Jacob's trouble. Okay, really Esau's trouble. Okay, because Jacob's going to be saved out of his trouble, but Esau is not. Okay, Esau is in straits, and no one's going to deliver this man. He's getting ready to be eventually destroyed, but first, after his kingdom has fallen, he's going to be first fruits in slavery. Okay, along with the other heathen nations. All right, so let me read some of this article, and then probably close out, and I'll read a few more precepts. Okay, this is beginning to read this article. People tasked with keeping Russian ICBMs, some of the most potentially destructive things in the world, updated and ready to use, are marking their anniversary. Okay, so there's a celebration of these things' creation. Okay, and ultimately we praise the Lord YAHAWASHI for creating these things, because this is what's gonna destroy this world. Okay, specifically speaking of so-called America. All right, being Babylon the Great, where the Lord's greatest destruction is going to be. Okay, but ultimately destroying the way of this wicked world, the rulership of the wicked. All right, is going to be rooted out by these thermonuclear missiles. Okay, destruction. Okay, continuing, the weapons have not been used in actual combat in over 60 years. All right, 60 years. So get ready for them to be used. Okay, these things weren't created to be sitting in a museum, to be talked about, or and just for a showcase piece. All right, these things are created to be used. All right, and then these rulers of the nations can sit and say, we won't use these things. We're just bluffing. We're just playing around. We ain't no damn way we're gonna use these missiles, because we mutually assured destruction. We know if we shoot these things, they're gonna all shoot their missiles. Okay, we're all gonna die, or we're all gonna be destroyed. Okay, but the Lord's gonna put it in the hearts of these rulers to use these things. Okay, going into the beast hating the whore. Okay, pretty much Esau coming up against himself. All right, and ultimately, the Edomites, the Russian Edomites, you can say, which they are, the Russian Edomites coming up against the so-called American Edomites. Okay, Satan casting out Satan. All right, and that's what the Lord's using. He's using Edomites to kill Edomites, to destroy Edomites. Okay, them coming up against each other to destroy themselves. All right, what a dummy. Okay, that's why scriptures tell you, an unwise king destroyeth his people. Okay, these dummies, they're coming up against themselves. Okay, and they're going to destroy themselves, and it's only going to get worse from here. Okay, for the so-called white men, being Esau, Edom. All right, the E's. All right, the notorious E. There's a Russian Strategic Missile Force, also known as RVSN, after the Russian abbreviation, have about 2/3 of the nation's entire arsenal at their disposal. Look at that. That's a huge number. All right, the Lord's built up. All right, these Russians. All right, going into biblical prophecy. Okay, the Lord's built up, chiefly Russia and these other heathen nations also. All right, to come up against America. Okay, the Lord's building up. Well, might as well get it. All right, this is Isaiah 13 chapter, and just read. I'll start at verse 4. Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord YAHAWASHI of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. All right. So who are the armies getting ready to battle? All right. We're talking about this Third World War. Okay. Whoops. I just want to see real quick what going to where it mustereth, just for further edification. Mustereth, and muster, to attend, muster, and to attend. The Lord has he's on the top of my head. He's the guest. I'm gonna hold on to it. Attend to, muster, number, reckon, visit, punish. Wow, appoint, look after, care for. there's a great sacrifice. Dang. Sacrifice. Dang, so I can't spell right now. It's weird. Said to attend here. Zechariah, Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 7. Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, for the day of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai is at hand. For the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yoshai had prepared a sacrifice. He had bid his guests. Okay, so that's why I want to get the word attend had sparked me to get that precept. Because the Lord, he's building up. He's gathering these nations to come up against each other. All right, you can call them these are the ones who is going to attend. All right, being of the Third World War. Okay, all these kingdoms are coming up to what? To ultimately come up against so-called America. All right, but the great sacrifices, all these nations going to read the hosts. Okay, all of them going to really be destroyed. Okay, going to 2 Kings 13 chapter. When these nations, all right, let me get it real quick. When they're going to get ready to come up against YAHAWASHI, all right. Here, I'll just read verse 11, 2 Kings 13, verse 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. And that's talking about these laser beams going to come down from these so-called UFOs, being the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. I continue, and they fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon the sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So going into these nations, which are they're coming up against each other now, but when YAHAWASHI returns, they're gonna come up and try to fight against him. All right, and going into the innumerable multitude, because it's going to be a Third World War. All right, means of soldiers are going to be involved in this war. Okay, it tells you in second 16 chapter about the women crying because their husbands are going to die. They're going to die in war. Here in 2 16 and verse 34, in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right, exactly, because again, talking about this Third World War. Okay, a lot of people are getting ready to be put to death. Okay, and ultimately, and when YAHAWASHI returns, everybody's just going to be left as dust. Okay, but not veering off too much of the point. All right, I just want to get that. This Isaiah 13 and verse 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yoshai of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. This is verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yoshai and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Okay, and it's talking about destroying what? This is, we'll read it right here, the burden of Babylon. Okay, it's talking about so-called America. Okay, this has not happened, and this is happening right now. That's why it's called biblical prophecy. Okay, but they come from a far country. Okay, and really the Lord's army. All right, well, there's a slew of things. Okay, the angels. Okay, of course, the top angel being YAHAWASHI. And then also going to these missiles. Okay, they come from a far country. All right, these missiles are going to come from a far country. From the end of heaven. Okay, it tells you in 2 Kings 16 chapter, for strong is his hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and they shall not miss when they begin to be shot at the when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Okay, and I'm kind of going ahead of myself a little bit, but going into it tells you these range of these missiles. Here you got Satan, and that's hilarious, right? They call it a missile called Satan 1 and Satan 2. Okay, this devil is a dummy. Okay, but here talking about one of their missiles, Sarmat, will reportedly have a range of 11,185 miles. Okay, to I can't even show you on a map how that, but that's easily it says it right here, and well, I'll just read it exactly, and thus we'll be able to reach U.S. mainland from virtually any direction, bypassing those guarded by American interceptor sites. Okay, so again, how I was saying, these missiles the technology of these missiles have far surpassed its defense. Okay, there's no possible way to defend these things. You can probably defend one or two, but what's getting ready to fly over is an innumerable amount. Okay, so much so that it's gonna leave what America as that lake of fire. All right. So I'll yeah, let me go out and finish here. Jeremiah 50, and I'll start at verse Jeremiah 50, and I'll start at verse 23, and going into so-called America. All right, how is this place going to be destroyed? All right, Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right, this great kingdom. All right, and as of right now, it is the greatest kingdom on this earth. All right, ever. Until obviously it's going to be far, left in the dust in comparison when the kingdom of heaven is brought here on the earth, which is already here. It's just waiting to be manifest with the return of Yahawashi. But how is this great kingdom become a desolation? You just talk about for our judgment cometh in 1 hour. All right, how is that so? By these, maybe I can play the video. I might. By these things, all right. With some of these things have multiple warheads on them. Okay, they have all type of gadgets on these things. All right, to destroy this place. Right here, I'll read. This is heavy. Going back, they have 2/3 of the nation's entire nuclear arsenal at their disposal. All right, spread around the country in silos and on truck mountable containers. About 400 ICBMs, each with multiple nuclear warheads, right, as their payload. Okay, it takes some 6,000 troops constantly on combat to manage such a large force. Okay, so that's the army. Okay, it says a force. These missiles are considered a force. Okay, going back, Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right, ultimately the Lord destroying this place, and he's going to destroy it by a slew of things, but there's thermonuclear missiles, and then obviously the chariots. Okay, but continuing, verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. That's what I was talking about earlier about this devil. He created a weapon which it's going to be destroyer of himself. Okay, in everything he's built. Okay, in 1 hour. All right, in the blink of an eye, all this labor this man has done, in deception, rape, robbery, and murder. All that blood that he spilled is going to be upon him and his children. Okay, and really the rest of his generation. Okay, because he's getting ready to be cut off after a certain period of a certain period of time of slavery. Okay, his seed is going to be destroyed. Okay, and this is all according to biblical prophecy. Okay, Jeremiah 50 and 24. I laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Exactly, these devils weren't aware. The Lord didn't give them that information. Okay, because he didn't give them the foresight. Okay, because the scriptures tell you, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither is the counsel of sinners prudence. Okay, so prudence meaning being foresight. Okay, the Lord didn't give him that. Okay, this devil is very compulsive. He's carnal. Okay, and he really thinks his house is going to continue forever, but it's already been written that he's going to be destroyed. All right, let's continue. Thou art found and also caught, because thou art striving against the Lord Yahawashi. Exactly. Okay, saying that he is the Most High, that he is. All right, no one else. Okay, this devil is striving with Yahawashi, trying to create his own reality, his own world, via his technology, his computers, and his cyborgs, and trying to make a virtual reality where he's God, and starting that's what's going to enter into that. That really is Esau's wet dream, is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, merging man and machine, merging him in his technology, so that he can ultimately try to be a God forever on the earth. Okay, living in a computer where he can reach immortality and pretty much try to get back the birthright which he sold. All right, which was never really his in the first place. Okay, continuing, which I'll close out here. Jeremiah 50 and 25. The Lord have opened his army and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. Okay, and going to these thermonuclear missiles. Okay, for this is the work of the Lord. Okay, Yahawashi of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Okay, the land is a people before it's a place. Okay, and the Chaldeans is the Edomites. Okay, the so-called white men, women, and children. Okay, and did we not read earlier about the instruments of his work, Isaiah 54 and 16? Okay, this is the Lord's work. Okay, and it's getting ready to play out here on this earth. All right, whether you like it or not. All right, this is the Lord's movie. Okay, and going into these missiles. Okay, right before these missiles hit, this is where that great deliverance is going to happen. Okay, in that same hour, there was a great earthquake. Okay, and that's talking about these thermonuclear missiles after, right, we're going to us being scarcely saved. All right, but I know, of course, Lord's will be of that number, but it's coming. Okay, but nonetheless, Lord's willing to be edifying, and as always, want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. Shalom.